Why should anybody, like a normal Sri Lankan, why should we really care about AI?
So AI today, I think a lot of people think it's probably belongs in Silicon Valley or in research labs or maybe in big corporates. Your hospitality services, airlines, whatever you purchase, AI is getting embedded. I think over the centuries come in and pivoted our lifestyle. I think AI is probably the first one which has really kind of amplified cognitive capability of a human being in terms of making every human being able to kind of think on their feet and do whatever they want. So today I have produced 5 songs on AI.
Wow.
And I would have imagined doing that, say, 2-3 years back, right? Today, if you want to be a musician, you want to be an artist, you want to be whatever, the capability is a few clicks away. That's where AI becomes very relevant today for every human being. So I think that's where Sri Lanka's opportunity is. You take healthcare, tourism, education. So we are more of a services hub, right? Transportation. So all of those definitely can leverage AI and then drive efficiency, make people more productive so that you really then look at driving the per capita income to the next level.
Why should ordinary Sri Lankans care about AI? We spoke about all of this and more with Dr. Ramesh Shanmuganathan. Stay tuned.
For 30 years, LMD has been the voice of business in Sri Lanka, capturing the pulse of the nation's corporate landscape through its iconic covers. Each cover tells a story, from the first edition in 1994 to the present day, narrating key moments, leaders and trends that have shaped Sri Lanka's business ecosystem. Over the years, LMD covers have featured thought leaders, business pioneers and game-changing innovations, reflecting the evolution of industries and the economy. As we celebrate 30 years, these covers represent more than just publications. They are a testament to LMD's legacy of excellence in business journalism and its unwavering commitment to being Sri Lanka's leading voice of business. LMD, Sri Lanka's voice of business, a legacy of 30 years.
Hello and welcome to LMDtv. We're zooming in on AI and gearing up for the intelligence age. And I'm here with Director and CEO of John Keells IT, Dr. Ramesh Shanmuganathan. Welcome to our show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Lovely to have you and thank you for making the time for us. So this is a very massive topic, but I'm going to ask a very simple question, which I think you are very apt to answer. Why should anybody, like a normal Sri Lankan, why should we really care about AI?
So AI today, I think a lot of people think it's probably belongs in Silicon Valley or in research labs or maybe in big corporates. But today, whether we like it or not, AI has become pretty much kind of intertwined in our lives, right? So today, a lot of the things we consume, including from social media, including your hospitality services, airlines, whatever you purchase, AI is getting embedded, right? So I think the bigger thing to understand is that technology has, I think, over the centuries come in and pivoted our lifestyle. So if you look at the technology in the past, has always extended human capability. I think AI is probably the first one which has really kind of amplified cognitive capability of a human being, right? Being able to think on its own, create content and extend human capabilities. So I think, so we used to talk about, say, intelligent quotient, emotional quotient. But today we talk about an augmentation quotient or AI quotient, because today a person with IQ of, say, 110 as compared to 140 could do better if he's able to augment AI in what he or she does, right? So I think that's the opportunity that every human being has today, is that I think if you read Tom Friedman's book, The World is Getting Flatter, it has made that
Really
even more kind of flatter, right? In terms of making every human being able to kind of think on their feet and do whatever they want. So today I have produced 5 songs on AI.
Wow.
3 of them have actually been published as a video clip. So, and I would have imagined doing that, say 2-3 years back, right? So I think that's the capability you have today. If you want to be a musician, you want to be an artist, you want to be whatever, the capability is a few clicks away, right? And maybe you need to kind of obviously learn things and augment. I think that's the opportunity that I feel we have, and that's where AI becomes very relevant today for every human being, from a toddler to a person who is old.
Wow. And just to get things into perspective, I mean, you mentioned a lot of points, so I'm going to, you know, go from one to the other. You said this is also like other, I mean, just like other technology waves, this, you know, it's following the same cycle, but this is on a completely new
Different.
wavelength. If you compare, like for our viewers, if you compare it with previous technologies, how would you rate it?
So if you look at, say, for example, steam engine extended humans' ability to travel, right? Then if you look at, and then computers per se, gave human the capability to crunch bigger mathematical problems.
That's true.
Then internet gave access to information, right? Cloud gave access to store and process information at scale. So today AI has probably leveraged all of these and given a capability to human being to be cognitive,
Right.
right? So it's about democratizing intelligence, right? So internet in my purview democratize information. So today AI is democratizing intelligence, right? So which is a human aspect. It's not external to a human being. So it is something which is democratizing a capacity or a capability issue.
Right.
Everything else probably gave you that extra kind of delta.
Yes.
This is not a delta. This is kind of exponential, right? So I think that's where I feel AI is going to be pivotal. And as I said again, a person with 110 IQ could be a better performer than 140 if he's able to augment AI in what he or she does, right? So that opportunity is what people have to realize.
Yes.
They should not fight AI, I think, because it's augmenting human capability. And I think humanizing AI is where the challenge is today. A lot of people think they're going to lose jobs, and they have the fear of the unknown, which is really holding them back in terms of embracing AI.
Talking about augmenting, Sri Lanka is at a junction where we need to augment capability, our economics, you know, basically our efficiency. Are we doing that enough, and how can we do it better?
So I think one of the biggest opportunity for Sri Lanka with AI is we are a small economy, right? We are, say, 22 million population, maybe 80 billion in terms of economy. So we are not going to outspend Americas in terms of economy, out manufacture China, outscale India, right? So our nuances is in terms of, can we be more intelligent uh, in terms of what we do, and can we differentiate what we are doing today? Even if you take hospitality, right? So we are more of a services-based industry. I feel AI has a huge opportunity for personalization.
Yeah.
Healthcare, even you look at farming, we are net import of
Yes.
produce, right? So if we can increase efficiency of our produce, even using AI, precision agriculture, right? So I think that's the opportunity I feel Sri Lanka needs to look at. So Sri Lanka needs to look at being a small economy, even take cues from Singapore and Dubai, who have really amplified themselves, being a smaller population, but bigger economy than Sri Lanka, right? Which what they have done is they've used technology and the successive waves to drive the economic activity. So I think that's where Sri Lanka's opportunity is. You take healthcare, tourism, education. So we are more of a services hub, right? Transportation. So all of those definitely can leverage AI and then drive efficiency, make people more productive, so that you really then look at driving the per capita income to the next level. So we talk about digital economy and we want to export 15 billion, all of that stuff. But I think the challenge is, do we have the foundation?
Right.
The foundation, I feel, is weak. So I think that's what we need to address in terms of education. So today, say for example, a student in Jaffna can reach whatever material he or she wants as much as a student in US.
Of course.
right? And same thing for a farmer or a doctor who's doing cancer research in Mahargava has the same access to information and knowledge as a doctor in US, right? But who is stopping them from leveraging that in terms of improving our healthcare, improving our education system, improving the agriculture output, right? So that's where the opportunity is.
Have we got the infrastructure though?
Infrastructure, yes, from an internet perspective, all of that, yes.
Okay.
But in terms of everyone to be able to use, I think that's where in terms of the cost of using AI tools and stuff would come in. So that's where then the government needs to have interventions to look at maybe building their own capability, like what India is doing. So if you really then have a national strategy, then you need to look at, okay, how do I just leverage this to every human being in Sri Lanka, right? So I think that's the question probably I think we have not even begun to address as Sri Lanka. So that's something I feel as part of the national strategy needs to get featured somewhere and discussion ought to be had.
Because I think just like you said in one previous answer, we seem to be focusing more on the job loss and the threat of that.
And
how
also
do you move
still,
it?
we are kind of on the periphery, kind of toying around with pilots and stuff.
Yeah.
So we've really not gone into the co-adoption of AI as a country, right? So I think that's one of the things, if you look at what India is doing, Dubai is doing, Singapore is doing, we are far behind in the adoption of AI as well.
It's time now to take a very short break, but we'll soon be back to talk more about AI.
Display your brand message on digital screens at prime locations. The largest digital advertising network in Sri Lanka. Emerging Media.
Welcome back to the show. We're in conversation with the Director and CEO of Keells IT, Dr. Ramesh Shanmuganathan. I mean, I know Sri Lanka has a lot of priorities right now, but what is the rating that you would give to making sure that there is AI adoption?
So I think the key thing is AI has to become a national agenda. I think it has to become part and parcel of the curriculum, right?
In schools.
In schools.
Yeah.
Like say we talk about literacy, digital literacy. So AI literacy is as important today because today's kids, I don't think, are going to be evaluated based on degrees they have,
No,
right?
no.
Because degrees are going to become irrelevant,
Yes.
right? Because it's about knowledge. Knowledge is today free, but how do you apply knowledge is where the factor is,
yes.
right? So your value is amplified by how you apply knowledge. Not saying I have this knowledge, I have 5 degrees, I have a PhD or whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. But that knowledge is today accessible, right? And AI could better utilize that knowledge and give you what you want. So today they always say it's not about finding the right answers, ask the right questions.
That's right.
Right. So that you get, so today the skill sets which are scarce are creativity, intuition, empathy, right? Analytical skills, solving complex issues, right? So I think that's where human brain needs to get trained in using these tools to drive better outcomes. So I think in schools, so this needs to get kind of embedded and then in the national strategy, in organizations. So I think AI has to be driven. So today I don't feel our leadership is really up there in looking at AI as a strategy. They seen as a technology, right?
Right.
So it's maybe parked with the technocrats
tech, yes.
than a boardroom discussion. So AI is today's a boardroom discussion, which I don't think is happening in many places.
Before moving into leadership, you mentioned organizations. For better or worse, we find that the private sector is more or less a driver of a lot of things in Sri Lanka. So maybe that might be the solution here too. How do you think our organizations are doing?
Definitely, I think certain, like especially Keells took a kind of a leapfrog in terms of setting up an advanced analytics center as early as in 2020. So which is also kind of fueled a lot of the kind of adoption and driving a lot of the AI learning. But even then, I feel we can do much more, even as Keells, right? Sure. So I think if you then take that as a benchmark, I feel there are a lot more who are not even gone, even started that journey.
Yes.
So I think that's where the opportunity is, right? And I think, so that's where I feel then the biggest stumbling block is they will say, we can't find people with the knowledge. So that's where the curriculum, the education system, all that have to kind of come to speed in fueling the ecosystem, because the ecosystem is ultimately has to get powered by people. Technology is there, but then people has to come in to be able to kind of leverage that quotient.
And looking at the leadership angle that you said, I mean, if I say something like this, yes, it has to be a top-down approach, but we also find that AI might be driven better by the
Yeah.
Gen Zs. So maybe it is a bottom-up. How can we
So
balance
today,
it?
I think that's where one of the things that I have seen, especially in India, startups, right?
Yeah.
So today, because you're not at a disadvantage, not working for a big company anymore,
Yes.
right? So a lot of the youngsters prefer to then start their own stuff and kind of then fuel that thing. So in India, you have about 150 plus unicorns.
Yeah.
And in Saudi, there's 5. In Dubai, I think there's about 10. So the opportunity is, if you're able to scale faster and you have access to the resources, even as a group of John Keells stature,
Yeah.
right, at a fraction of a cost.
Yes.
So the opportunity is today, you will then have to contend for talent. Whether the Gen Zs will join a group like John Keells or will they start something on their own. So I think that's where the ecosystem plays important, because ultimately for them to scale as well, they need to plug into an ecosystem.
Yes.
So that building that ecosystem is a national agenda.
Right.
And the corporates, right? So I think that's where I feel there is to be a kind of a common thread, which has to be driven at a national level. Otherwise, this also will be quite fragmented, and we may not get the benefits that the country is looking for.
Ramesh, it's been such an interesting conversation, but I'm sadly like nearing the end. So I'm going to ask you the $1 million question. What should we do next in terms of steps?
So personally, I feel Sri Lanka needs to wake up to the opportunity and then have a national level strategy, because I know there's a Minister of Digital Economy, a lot of stuff is happening on getting the basics in terms of digital identity and all of that stuff. Then schools the education system has to be rehauled. Where today I feel we are still testing students about memory, right? Memorizing formulas and stuff, which is dated, right? So today I think we should be testing students and in curriculum changing them to test application of knowledge, not really kind of testing the memory. Third thing is, we also need to kind of move away from these pilots, and AI should become mainstream in most of the key industries, services like healthcare, hospitality, agriculture, because there's significant application of this, even in transportation, optimization of the thing, like say to take the Uber Pick Me economy, right? So 10 years back, there were 10 TV guys, they never had a hire, right? But today, the demand and supply is getting meshed, right? So I think today, imagine now that way, even a student, teacher, so many things could get meshed, right, in terms of skill set. So if AI can then kind of be powering the ecosystem, imagine the opportunities in terms of fulfilling the demand and supply within Sri Lanka itself. So I think that's where I feel Sri Lanka needs to drive this with a kind of coordinated effort. Today I think it's drifting
It's all
over
It's just
without a clear strategy and direction.
Wow, amazing. So what you're saying is the people will adopt and adapt, but we need leadership.
Because I think the ultimate thing is, I always say from leadership perspective, it's about differentiating the execution, right? Technology will come and go, but ultimately we have to have the vision to pursue that and execute on it. Because I think that's where we've been faltering as a country. I think that's something, so this is probably one of the opportunities that we should grab and ensure that we put Sri Lanka on the map.
Should have grabbed it yesterday. Hopefully we'll grab it today. Thank you very much. We've been in conversation with the Director and CEO of John Keells IT, Dr. Ramesh Shanmuganathan. Thank you very much for all the insights.
Thank you.
And thank you to all our viewers for joining us. Until next time, take care.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram and X. Thank you for watching and stay safe.